Okay, that works. We're live.
Great.
Okay,
Great.
so
First time on live.
yay. So hi anyone joining or watching later, probably more likely. But it's Lynn. I'm here with Alice, and she is the founder and creator of Love Beauty. Welcome.
Hello, Ling.
So nice to
Thank
see
you for
you.
nice seeing you too, and
Yeah,
so happy to join you. And thank you for having me here.
of course. I'm so excited to chat with you a little bit more about your products, which I find very interesting. I love the sort of number system you have. I love the simplicity of it, which I think we need these days in skincare because skincare has gotten so complicated. I also love the sort of the herbs and things that you put in there because they have a distinct smell and it's not a flowery skincare process fragrance smell. It's like a very natural smell. So I want to dig into that a little bit more too, because I tested them out at Collagen Bar when we were there for our launch and we have our testers out. And I was like, oh, this is really interesting. It was not what I was expecting. So
Right. It does. It does have a little bit unique scent with
but I think
everything.
it's good. Like it feels very, like I said, almost like very natural. It doesn't smell synthetic whatsoever. But I think let's go back to I'm getting too far ahead of myself. We'll go back and talk a little bit about your journey because I do want to know what, inspired you to actually create a skincare line because anyone thinking of doing this with says we're crazy. Like, right? Launching a business is so
Yes.
hard. So,
Yeah.
but you did it.
Launching a skincare business is even harder.
Oh my God, so difficult.
I know. If I know what I know now, probably I wouldn't launch it
Um,
because it was very naive. I didn't really plan or intend to have a skincare business, but I am an acupuncturist based in LA, and I'm currently in my clinic in Beverly Hills. I'm specialized doing facial acupuncturist. It's a
oh,
very
okay.
special technique that I studied in Korea, and I brought it back to LA, and then it has really good effective result for uplifting face without invasive procedure. But anyway,
Upliftable.
um,
I gotta come
yes,
see
it
you.
was.
I'm not that far
Yes,
from you.
yes, yes.
Okay,
Come to
that's
see me.
interesting.
Yes. So I started to get into interest for skincare during COVID, because everybody locked down at home, and then my mom called me. She said, "I need some skincare products. Can you send me some?" She's in China, and I just happened to go through all my storage and then see which one because the thing about me, I always have struggled with a skin problem myself. I have some acne breakout very often, very easily, and also very sensitive with a lot of products. So I'm always changing products from one after the other. And I don't really have one product that I'm using consistently. So when I'm trying to send her something, I was like, I don't even have something I'm using. So, so
Except now
I
you
was
do.
now I do, and
Yeah.
then I started to start study all the products I'm using, and also I just want to find something that I trust, and then I can send it to her. I'm started to study all everything about skincare, all the ingredients inside, and then um, I started to grow interest in it. And then I got inspired by the cream that we use in clinic, which help with the skin problem for patients. I was like, oh, we have these herbal formula for 1,000 years. We've been using in clinic for patients, and I think I can, get something from it just for everyday skincare. And then, so I started to take a lot of formulation classes, and then also with the herbs. So that's how it started. I spent over a year to do all this experimenting or products. So I have the first product, which is the anti-aging serum, which is number 3. That I think this is probably the first one that you try. And then I got a moisturizer, the silky moisturizer. That's my second product. And then toner, super herb toner is the third product. And then after that, I have my super herb essence. So
So
it has very diverse formulation. So after all these formulation on myself and then experimenting on myself, and then my skin actually get improved a lot. And then so after the quarantine, a lot of friends, I meet up with friends, and then they see the difference in my skin, and then ask me, what did I do these days? So I share with them with my little experiments, and so I also share the products with them. But back then, it's not really product. It's just some the experiment trial bottle. And actually, one of my friends, she has a lot of hormonal acne problem and also some dark spots. She's in her 50s, and then she tried that one, and after that, her acne is gone, and then some of the dark spots get lighter. And she gave me that feedback, which is really, I'm very happy with that. And then later on, she said, do you also sell these? Because I want to buy one. So that's how it all gets started.
I mean, that's the best because obviously you're solving your own problem, but a lot of other people have the same problem that you have. And so that,
Right.
and then getting word of mouth, I mean, that's brilliant. And I love your background as an not your background, it's what you do, your knowledge as an acupuncturist. And I have to say, I'm a huge fan of acupuncture because when I was going through my breast cancer treatments, I had quite a bit of neuropathy. I could say that correctly.
Mhm.
And my hands and feet were just like not great.
Numb.
And I
Mm.
started going for acupuncture, and they did the e-stim, the electrical stimulation with the acupuncture.
Oh, right.
Really helped. Like it really made a big difference. And I mean, although my skin was so sensitive that I would get like wherever she did the acupuncture on my feet, say these are my
Yeah.
toes, I would have like a bruise. Like
Oh,
like
okay.
I and I'm assuming that you're maybe you have probably a bit more finesse with doing it because you're doing the
For
face.
face, oh yes. For the face one is completely different.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use the same needle that
Yeah.
as the one we do on your body. So it's a very special needle, made in Japan. It's very fine needle. It's thinner than your hair actually.
Oh, wow.
So it's a completely different technique. And then of course no, it won't be the same like you do on
A big
your
bruise.
body. But everybody has a little bit different style regarding acupuncture. So some people they like you to feel
That nerve, that
the
little,
nerve. Yes.
yeah.
And for me, I really have to see the patient's reaction. So I like to be more gentle with that with needles for the
I would say
clients.
your approach is probably the better one because there were times when I would go and I would be like, oh, like it really, like in
Right.
my hands too, like she'd put it here and it would be like, literally my hand would be like shaking.
certain
Yeah.
certain spots actually is super sensitive, and also some people is more sensitive than the other, because some patient, if you put needle in them, they like no reaction at all. It's like, did I do it
Yeah.
right? Because how come you have
It's
no
so
reaction at all?
But
Right.
I think okay, let's just connect it back to your skincare line because I think the cool thing that you've done is take this ancient healing practice, which I really do believe acupuncture has so many positive qualities for your body, for your circulation, for your energy, just to kind of get your energy circulating. And then you've taken
Yes.
the sort of
Herbs.
herbs that are those ancient
Right.
herbs that have been used for centuries, and you've now married
Yes.
things. And so it's really cool because so many skincare brands don't have that tradition in the history of taking something that literally people have been using forever, like for so long, right? Um,
Right,
and in my hair care brand, we have Mekabu, which the Japanese have been eating and using in their products for literally
right.
centuries. But it's like, why do we not do this more? And why is so much skincare synthetic? And you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a little odd. It's like we've forgotten about all these learnings that we've passed down from generation to generation, but you're bringing it back. So tell me about the numbering. Is that to be like the order of the routine? The two, three, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Because when
I
you said you
it's a
started with number three, I'm like, wait a minute, how did you know if that was your first product?
yes, the first product, but I put in number three. That's the order of the routine. But I think I don't really have a set of very strict routine. For some people, like I always tell them, if you already have a toner that you like, and
Right.
you have some water-based one product that you like, and then you can just use that, and then after that you can use the serum because I suggest people to always hydrate your skin with some water-based product before you apply serum or moisturizers to get the best result. So it's not like has to be this way. You can always make your own routine because everybody have a different skin type, and also the weather is different. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a little bit combination skin, so during summertime, I get super oily, and then wintertime, I get really dry, especially in LA. So I use serum at night only. But right now, because it's so dry, I do use serum during the day too. So it depends on the weather and your own
You're so
skin
right.
type.
Yeah, that's a really good insight because people sometimes don't fully appreciate how much the environment impacts how their skin reacts. And not only in the environment, but there's a couple brands that are part of the Conscious Beauty Collective that do psychodermatology, which is like your inner anxiety and feelings and how it shows on your skin, which is also an interesting dynamic that I hadn't really thought of. But I'm glad you
Because
brought
your
it.
Mm.
No, no, go
Because your
ahead.
skin is the largest organ in your body, it's part of you. And also the environment and the season. Like the way I do when I formulate it, I also apply the TCM philosophy to it. So the scent, the color of the plant, it
Mm.
really matters. So when the herb that we use for herbal medicine, so the scent of the herb and then also the color of the herb, those are the thing all matters to create a formula. So that's the
Yeah.
philosophy I apply the same to my products.
I love that because it's very holistic. And where do you get your herbs?
The herbs I got is from a local store here, which we use. They are the supplier for a lot of TCM clinic here in LA. So they are the local store, and they've been serving the TCM community for over 3 decades. So it's a
Oh, wow.
very, yes.
That's great because I think that can be a real challenge when you've got such unique ingredients. Like we get ours from Northeast Japan, and we have a
Mm,
relationship with a family-owned seaweed company. But like,
mm,
God forbid they ever had, a tsunami or a natural disaster or something, because it would be a real challenge
I
getting
see.
our ingredient.
Right. The origin of these herbs, of course, they are all from China because
Yeah, yeah.
that's the best. Because the origin of the herb, each herb is very, very important. So some of the herb can only grow in certain part of China. It's not available in other places. Even you grow the same thing, but doesn't have the
Yeah,
medicine
I,
function. Yes. Yes, but yes, we I got out my supply from the local herbal store here in
I love
LA.
that. But you're right. I think it really does matter how it's grown also because like for example, again with our product, you can get Macabu from Ireland, UK, other places, but it
Mm,
doesn't have the nutrients that it has when it's
yes,
grown, right? So
yes,
I think
yes,
sometimes people don't realize also when, they're buying like small brands like ours, indie brands, and we're using very high quality premium ingredients like that, the price is not just because we want to gouge our consumers. It's because,
right,
right? Like we're using these really, really high quality ingredients. And there's a big difference between buying those ingredients from where we get them and our sourcing. To your point, you can maybe find that same thing, but it's not going to have the nutrients and the same effect,
right.
because of where it's grown, because of how it's harvested, because, so, and I always use the example of aloe because our chemist makes her own organic aloe. And
Oh,
it is
wow.
so, you can tell the difference. It's like, it's just so gooey and so rich and just so fresh. And then, people kind of think it's all the same. It's like, no, it's actually not all the same. There's a really big difference in the quality. Um,
Yes, true. That's very true. I mean, we do spend more money on ingredients compared with marketing. I think the big brands
oh,
probably have more budget on marketing. Yes, I think for us we do spend more on, our actual products ingredients.
exactly. So, of your products, do you have a favorite? Or is it like picking your children, which, is
Um,
hard?
I I do have I do love number two, three, and four, which is um number two is the super herb essence. This one has hyaluronic acid and also the herbal hydrosols. And then this is water based, and number three is oil based. So these two I always use it at night, and then number four is the silky moisturizer. So this one I use it during the day, but right now it's winter time, so I use all three during the day too. So that's my routine, and it's very simple to apply
I love
each
it
day.
because you're right. And I do think, again, simplicity is underrated, especially in beauty. And I just think when you find a good quality product like that that you can use every day consistently and your skin looks great. And I mean, that is just gold. It really is. And so
Yes.
I just think you've created something really interesting and unique. How do you describe the scent? Like because it is different.
That's an interesting question, thing, because you're not the first one or the only one ask me that. Every time I try on the client, they always like, "Oh, what is that smell? What's that
It's
scent?"
hard. It's
It's
hard.
very
Hard,
interesting.
and it's hard to place.
Um,
Like, I can't think of what it smells like.
Right. So one of the so all the herbal formula, the herbs has its unique scent, the Chinese herb. And also I also like good scent, not just the herbal scent. So the botanical oil I use, the major one, acai berry oil and passion fruit oil. And
Okay.
these are all unrefined. They are from Amazon, Brazil. So these are unrefined botanical oil, which means it has its original color and scent. And also, there are a few essential oil. The major one is a gardenia. So, so all these,
Together.
herbs,
Yeah.
plants, yes. So it's a very unique combination when they put together. And also, I don't know if you notice the serum when you apply on your skin, even though there's no fragrances or perfume, but after it apply on your skin and combine with your body temperature, the scent actually change a little bit after a
Oh,
while, and it actually lasts longer. So
that's very
it's
interesting. I love
yes,
that. It's
yes.
such a, yeah.
Yes, because one time when a guy he was looking for perfume for his mom, he said, "Oh, I want to get her a gift, and do you have perfume?" I said, "I don't have perfume. These are all skincare products." But I said, "You can try the serum. It's good for her face, but also have this unique scent." And then he bought it and he loves it.
Oh, wow. That is interesting. I mean, that might end up being a like an extension for your business, is that making sense out of those ingredients, because that
Oh
is
my
an
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, it takes me quite a while to figure out to get this nice combination of
Yeah,
all
no,
these
I don't,
together.
you don't need anything else on your plate right now. Trust me. I get that. I mean, your line is great. And then tell me about the name. Obviously, love. You put two
Yes,
T's to make it stick out, I'm
just
assuming. What about
yes, a little
the
bit.
umlaut? Because I know that you do have
The
the umlaut. So
the
the two
two
dots.
dots are it's just a cute sim sign because when we text we like to use these two
Yes,
dots and then with the smiley face.
yes,
So I was
yes.
like, okay, that could be a nice, a cute sign and symbol. But I think when European, when they saw my brand, like, are you from Germany?
Germany,
I
right?
was
Because I mean, it's like it's called an umlaut
like,
in
yes,
German, right? So that's, yeah.
right.
But I do think you're right. I think it definitely makes your brand stand out more.
Yeah.
Um,
And then the logo here, this is a Chinese character, love.
ah,
And then this is my dad handwritten. So
really?
he wrote this thing. I told him to scan it for me, and then I just tell the designer to design around this character, this love.
Oh, I love that. So it's really a family
Yes.
business, huh?
I mean, he's happy to see his handwritten on my bread.
Exactly.
Right,
Oh, I
right, right.
love that.
Yeah.
That's such a nice, okay, that's really lovely. So, okay, so then what's your focus for 2025? You've
Yes.
you've got these beautiful products out in the world. Like, I know we were just talking about Amazon earlier. That's like one of those things we love to hate, but it's a reality of our customers, right?
Love and hate complex.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So how are you
Um,
thinking about next year? Yeah.
I do want to, I just recently opened the account on Amazon, so I do want to give Amazon a try and want to see how it perform because I think at the beginning of my brand, some people do suggest me to go on Amazon,
Yeah.
if you don't want to do pop-up all the time or going through retailer, do on Amazon, but I was just so afraid because I don't. It's almost like a new word for me, and I'm always the one that doing all the formulation, manufacture, and packaging all these things, and then going online to on Amazon, it's just too new. Like kind of scary for me. But I think after the whole year, I did a whole year pop-up event. Then I get a lot of feedback from customers, and so that I have the time and chance to readjust my formulations. So now the formula is pretty much set. So I think I would like to give it a try on Amazon. Hopefully,
I think
can
it's
do
smart.
well.
I do. I know people like to hate it, but I think Amazon is where people shop. It's a reality, and everyone else is there, so why not you, you know? All of
Yes,
our
yes,
competitors are there. I mean, all the premium hair brands are there. So I'm like,
yeah,
and what really irks me though is when you talk to a retailer and they won't take your brand because you're on Amazon. And I'm like, wait a minute, everyone else is there. Like, so how can so I think
yeah,
retailers have to grow up a little bit and realize that like Amazon isn't going away and every brand, if you are anything, you're going to be there. So you can't expect
yes,
people to have exclusivity. I think that's ridiculous.
right. Because
Um,
I have my own shopping habit. I think everybody, when you ask them where do you shop, most people's first answer is Amazon.
yeah,
And also some brand that I love, I couldn't find them on Amazon. I will, shop on their website. But if I find them also available on Amazon, Amazon's still my first choice because it's just a habit. So I
the
think
habit
from
plus
a
it conditions us to not want to pay for shipping, right? So it's like,
right, right,
it's just And I will say though, like for us, we've made our unboxing experience when somebody buys from us on our own website much better than obviously when you're buying it off of Amazon. Because I do think that's one area where you can make your customers feel a little special when they're buying directly from,
Mm,
because we know how
right.
Amazon boxes stuff up. I mean, they literally throw it in a plastic bag and throw it in a huge box, and you're going to get a box this big for your one little product.
Right.
But
Practical.
that's what it is.
Yes.
It's just we all kind
Yes.
of know it, and hopefully they're working on that because it's not the most sustainable thing.
Right.
But anyway, all right. Well, this was lovely. Anything else you want to share before we call it a day about, anything
Um,
you're working on or
um, I just want to say I'm so honored and glad to be here today to share with everyone a little bit by Love Beauty. Hopefully, Love Beauty um, can stand somewhere, in the holistic
yes.
skincare world someday. But
And
thank
it's
you
for
so much,
every,
Lynn, for giving me the
of
chance.
course. But just to clarify, it's for every skin type and texture, right? There's no like,
It,
so anyone
it
can.
is, yes, especially for people who have very sensitive skin and people have very dry skin. These are all dry, sensitive skin friendly. Most of the consumer come to me is like, oh, the first thing, I'm very sensitive. I have very sensitive skin. So those are the customers, shop to my
Which is a
brand.
lot of people. And by the way, anyone that's listening, that's anyone from the desert, because that's where I am. I'm in Palm Springs. Very dry, very
Very
sensitive.
dry.
So you
Yes.
need to get her products. So, and where can people find you? That's the last thing I always ask. So obviously
Um,
you're at Collagen Bar, you're at
um,
Radiant Aesthetics,
yes, in Newport.
Newport,
And
Collagen Bars in
yes,
New York City, your website,
my website, Love Beauty, Lovve beauty.com. And also you
and
can
then
find our
also
brand
on
on Instagram.
Amazon and on Amazon
Will
now.
soon. Yes, Amazon's.
So, okay, great. Well, thank you for joining. And I look forward to catching up with you again in
Sure.
the
Thank you.
future.